Good evening, blood machines. Today, your hardworking Jester Kilo, am going to drop my top 10 smoke spots in ULTRAKILL. For this video, I'm going to avoid some of the more popular locations in Hell, as the recent events related to Gabriel's losing of the Holy Light
An object twice
made some of the earlier levels too dangerous to organize a sesh. I will try to shine some light on the more underrated places across the layers, because in my opinion, it's always enjoyable to explore and find yourself a new spot to spark up that sweet earth grass. Mankind stoned, weed is fueled, gas stations full. At number 10, starting strong is the Heart of the Sunrise, with the first room already welcoming anybody who wants to enjoy the wonderful nature of the Limbo layer in the company of the Stoner Fuel. It has been proven many times in the past by veteran smoke machines that the sun rays infuse the Za with otherworldly power that is said to bless every gram with God's holy light. A pleasant surprise here is the Hobo Bum Maurice around the corner that will light up every rotation at any point in time, be it day or night, if you fancy the presence of the malicious puff, of course. It's worth noting that excessive chiefing may cause the surrounding area to get hotboxed because the walls, as you may have noticed, only mimic the looks of an open area and in reality are just fake plain screens. And if you squint a bit more, you can notice the fake trees too, but in my experience, it shouldn't get in the way of the serenity of ripping a good one. Now I hear you. If the spot is so good, then why is it so low on the list? There must be something wrong with it, no? And you would be right. See, there's this wonderful fountain in the middle of the room that adds atmosphere to the spot. Yeah, well, contrary to popular belief, you want to be careful with your coins around it, or otherwise you'll be transported to witness horrors beyond computer comprehension. But all in all, this is the perfect place to get spiritually hotboxed by fake sunlight. Number 9 presents to us this beautiful vista atop the famous Statue of Liberty, overlooking the beautiful golden sands of the Greed layer. Now this is more of a special spot that you can't share with many other fellow machines or husks, as it is quite hard to get on top and needs some reality bending gymnastics, which to be fair just makes the reward even better. There isn't much space to share there, so you'd be most productive here by yourself or together with someone special to pass the blunt with. Surprisingly, there's fun activities here besides enjoying the view. If you look behind the statue's head, you can actually notice a much smaller Statue of Liberty, which is rumored around machines that it is in fact the older model of the statue that we are sitting on right now, before the great graphical update. And if you look even closer, you can see atop that a 2D texture of the Statue of Liberty, so you have 3 statues of Liberty stacked on top of each other. All in all, goddamn the sun gave us one of the best locations to smoke the Angel Green Pack, and I can personally recommend it. At number 8, we're back in Limbo with a banger of a spot. When was the last time you enjoyed a good spliff with the cold wind of the balcony? For this reason, 1-4 offers us the nice half-open area behind the painting of Gabriel. There you can find yourself anything you need to connect with the spiritual hotbox. You have a staircase to rest your body on, and you have a pedestal that can work as a rolling station, if you don't mind putting the skull to the side. I'd personally suggest you return it back to Hank, because he might join in on the fun, and will accompany you in getting lost in the haze of the night. Coming in energetic at number 7 is Aesthetics of Sativa, because only the strongest strand of Cali weed can give you the power necessary to get up here. This one will tickle any smoke machine's toes with a taste of extremeliness. It is in fact so extreme that it is scientifically proven to increase the THC intake by at least 400%, according to a funny 4-ball I met on a ship. Also, before leaving, make sure to thank Gabriel for the masterpiece that he is playing for our zooted enjoyment, and toss some coin towards him. He will thank you plenty. At number 6, we got ourselves some nice cruising with the rotation of fools. There's an exact reason why this level is called Ship of Fools, and it's all thanks to this secluded chamber. It may be a small room, but trust me, the round table over here is gonna feel some fire communal brain cell shutdowns. And don't even get me started on the music that's playing here. With it, you're not even gaming anymore, you're just vibing aggressively to the beat. If indeed this place tickles your fancy and you choose to stay here, be mindful of the path that you have to take here. These guys are complete dicks and will try to stop you from blazing the Zope. But if you're skilled enough, you can convince them to let you go by showing them a cool rock. Now at number 5, don't be scared of the name, we have Disintegration Doobie. Fraud Layer comes in with a variety of interesting spots, but with this one, you can relish in the comfort and secludedness inside the non-Euclidean TV in the first room. Don't get too intimidated by the corpse over here. It shouldn't get in the way of lighting up that devil lettuce that you picked up from the plugin 7-1. He's a bit too geek to talk now, but will not mind you in any capacity. Compared to the previous entries, the fraudulent nature of this spot activates interdimensional chiefing abilities, rumored to be possible only in very specific conditions. Getting fried in a spot like this may however result in actually frying your main circuit board, and no filled blood could cure it. Overall, I'd say it's a good gamble between getting ultra high or ultra dead. At number 4, we only say morning. Because it was a good morning, we would of course be smoking the Zaza. This level provides us with one of the best places for a quick respite in the form of the shack overlooking the lake. It is furnished with everything needed for a chill sesh, and even if you find yourself bored, you can always step outside on peaceful ground. Without any husks, demons, angels, without any trouble, responsibilities or necessities. The only thing necessary here is already in our hands, and you know very well we're making that premium air pollution happen. Fishing is also available if you're into that. It may serve you as a time killer, fun side quest, or material to goof around. It is always important to kick it back every once in a while and enjoy nature as it was intended, by getting up close and personal with the grass and trees, if you know what I mean. Now that we are approaching the top 3, I want to dedicate a minute for some honorable mentions. The spots that have a unique feel to them, present nowhere else. Considering how professional the setting is, it only makes sense that this is the only location that will get you legally classified as fried. The perfect location to watch some dumb stuff on the projector instead of being productive in any other way. And on the other end of the spectrum, let's talk about dishonorable mentions, the absolute worst spots to be zooted in. Prelude is what prehistoric smoke machines call a god-forsaken disaster of a spot to puff in. This is a type of layer to ultra kill you at every single corner, and one wrong step caused by being too faded can risk your real life P rank, and you very well know you ain't got no restarts this time. Now we're at the point where OSHA violations begin, because at number 3 we are taking up the construction site in the thriving city of Lust. 1000 meters above sea level blissfully displays us the works of the great Smoke King Minos, which through his sheer power of chiefing managed to unite the inhabitants for a nationwide project, which is of course Lustburg. One surprising side effect of smoking this high up is that the motion of the crane will blow the necessary wind into the joint to keep it lit throughout the sesh. This is indeed high efficiency chiefing technology, exactly what Minos died for. I hope the novelty of the view will lead your thoughts and maybe conversations even into the best territories of elevated philosophy. Getting here is somewhat of a challenge though, but with the right roll anything is possible. Off design and off the rails. But please, I beg you, if you end up smoking here, don't get too involved into blood drinking, or otherwise the crossfade caused by the two can lead to a very bad experience, both for you and for the denizens below. At number 2, with an impeccable chilling atmosphere, is Coffee Shop The Museum, which is perhaps one of my favorite places to spend the weekend at. I want to particularly give a shout out to the chess arena over here that has fueled many of my fried strategies. This one, for example, I call the Divine Intervention, a bold play where you don't move any pieces and just wait for a higher power to fix your position. Bless. The views in some of the areas here may give you what some people call seeing in airplane mode. That surreal feeling of absorbing the vaporwave aesthetics while your brain quietly logs out. This entire place operates on a perfect balance of ambience and irresponsibility, creating what scientists will describe as an optimal low risk, high zoot environment. If you're looking for a spot where you can safely get baked, then this is without a doubt one of the best locations in all of hell. Just make sure to not end up as one of the exhibits. And at number 1 is perhaps the most biased choice of them all, but it is nonetheless literally my real life setup from which I'm recording right now. It just doesn't get better than this. The comfort of your own setup in a deep, dangerous place like Fraud is to be cherished. If you want to share a sharp doobie at any point, you'll always find me here. And that was it for tonight, machines and demons. Hope you had a blast watching this and ended up adding some spots to your visit list. Thank you for sticking around, have a good one, and remember folks, stay safe, stay zooted, and if you see Gabriel, just pass him the blunt. He's going through quite a lot right now.